Yeah, great to see y'all. Had a nice weekend to open up conference play. We had at South Dakota on Thursday at home. Then we went to NDSU on Saturday in Fargo. We got our win over South Dakota in 4 sets on Thursday night, which was a historic win for our program. First time in Summit League play that UND's beaten South Dakota. First time since 2015 that we've gotten a win over that program. And South Dakota is a really great team. And so for us to go out, and I think we had a really nice complete match from our entire team. Played 4 gnarly sets of volleyball and came away with a W there. So really nice to see that. And then ultimately just saw growth from our program from where they were at the first start of the weekend the first week of the competition all the way through our first week of conference play. And so really nice to see just growth across the board with everybody. Obviously we had Ava Galvan back, which was really nice. She adds a lot offensively and defensively as a blocker. She's going to have a chance to talk to y'all as well in a second. But just proud of the growth of our team thus far and excited to get going with conference play. We get on the road this week. We've got Omaha on Thursday. We've got Kansas City on Saturday for our first road trip in conference play this year.
Well, Coach, it sounds like, Galvan was coming back from an injury. Were you guys really itching to see what she could provide to the offense? Or, what was kind of those conversations about, when she was going to get into the mix here?
Yeah. So Ava's incredibly physical on both sides as well. She makes a huge block move, and she's really potent offensively. And before we started our official matches for the season, we had her tabbed as a starter for us. And then she had a minor injury, which held her out of non-conference play. But we knew when she came back that she was going to be adding a lot in that phase. And so having her in the game, and Kamani as well. Kamani has done phenomenally for us offensively in the middle third of the court. Having both of them as a 1-2 punch in the middle is really potent for us, and makes it really challenging for other teams to have to defend us, because it turns out Paige Barber is really good too. Paige goes out and has 23 kills and has a career high and leads the match against South Dakota and has a phenomenal match. But when you've got Kamani and Ava in the middle and you've got Paige on the right, you've got to make some really tough decisions with your block defense of how you're going to try to defend all of those attackers at the same time.
What did you see against South Dakota in terms of, did you do anything as a team particularly different than you had been at times, or was this just a slight step up from maybe the trajectory that you had seen?
Yeah, ultimately I think we did a really nice job of just executing our skills and our systems at a really high level. I think the way that we play volleyball and the way that South Dakota plays volleyball, it's going to be a really tough matchup for both teams, because they're really good defensively and we're really potent offensively, especially when we're in system. Ultimately, we did a nice job of winning the serve and pass battle, and we had 10 aces against South Dakota, that was 3 of our last 5 matches. We've had double-digit aces, and so we know that we're going to be really potent from the service line. We also know that it means that we're going to be in system a lot, because we face those servers every day in practice. And so when we're in system and we're able to run our offense, it's going to be challenging for any team to match up against us. And so it turns out that we executed really well on Thursday, and we gave South Dakota a lot of problems in that phase.
What do you want to see now here, these next couple games this week? Just more of what you saw against South Dakota kind of thing, or what's the outlook here for this week?
Yeah, definitely some areas that we can continue to grow. I think we can dig a few more balls in our zone 5 defense. We can be a little bit more diligent with our block reads, especially against in-system offenses. But ultimately, we know that the way that we play volleyball is going to be really tough for anybody to handle, and we also know that every single team in this conference is really good. That you're never going to get a night off, because every opponent's going to bring it to you every single night. And so really, it's can we execute our skills and our systems at an elite level incredibly consistently. And that's going to be the biggest challenge, especially for a team that's as young as we are. But we've seen a ton of growth in that area already, from week 1 to week 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, and so we're excited to continue to build on that.
Ava, how did it feel to have your first taste of UND volleyball here?
It was my first college game. Definitely very exciting. A little nerve-wracking, but it was great. To be out there with my teammates, finally playing against an opponent in our home gym was it's a great feeling.
What's the start of the season like when you maybe have to be patient a little bit and wait your time there? What's that like? For sure.
Yeah, it was definitely really difficult. Just with an injury right at the start of the season, just set me back. Basically just mentally and physically just set me back. But putting in the work every day and physical therapy and trying to train my mind a little bit more, which I think is one of my biggest challenges. So that was good. I'm glad I put in the work to come out and start.
Is there an adjustment that happens when you bring in a new piece to the puzzle, with yourself? Just kind of, is there some feeling out process that takes place there?
For sure, yeah. I think coming out, it's just kind of like that I haven't been practicing with the team. I mean, it might not flow as well, just because I haven't had like a lot of practice with the team. But yeah.
What's your personal outlook here, and as far as like maybe you feel like you did this well and you want to work on this? What, you know, how is this adjustment process into? I'm sure you're looking at things constantly improving or whatever.
Yeah, it's just a big adjustment period. I think just like not having a lot of practice and then coming out right into a game. Yeah, definitely just want to get back into the gym and work on a lot of things, work on connection, and